I just like to make people smile.
Oh, what should I try this time?
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could... Oh, we had better go and make sure that everything...
Adventure time!
Brave girl. Come on.
He's a class act.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And... you!
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chiao? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
but as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to...
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue, would never have been able...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with him.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has...
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless... My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Paimon!
One of the clauses of our contract.
You're... Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now. Wanlin Bookhouse. Guess this is where we go to buy books in Liyue. Should we ask here if they have a copy of the Liyue volume of the Teyvat Travel Guide? It's super duper interesting.
Adventure time!
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lap...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the
Say, do you think the person who
Now that you mention it, I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lap. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such thing?
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement.
Off we go!
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting...
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gods... There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to...
Hear ye all! The Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how there's... Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But, did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh. Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are there speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made. I believe that...
Why you? If you were looking for someone...
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see... And here you are looking all relaxed!
Why would I not feel more at ease after... Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay...
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea... Yes, the nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu...
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision
Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings.
Whoa, that's hard.
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. The fact that even I, the oldest of the 7, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaimed 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Ah, that was a good one. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit, I hinted as much to the adept. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient adepti art known as... All right then. Was there anything else?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for... All right then. Was there anything else you... The time of the Adepti has long passed. Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must... Could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to do.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't... All right then. Was there anything else? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed...
Feel free to look around. There's no obligation to buy.
We're looking for the Liyue volume of the Teyvat Travel Guide.
Sorry, dear. We stopped stocking that a very long time ago.
Huh? But the Mondstadt volume was so interesting!
The thing is, the author made it too personal, and the result wasn't really much of a guide. It barely sold any copies, and the few travelers that did buy it made complaints afterward.
Well, that's a shame. The Mondstadt volume was a good read, even just as an adventurer's diary.
The fact remains that I don't have it in stock. If you must read it, try your luck at Chang the Ninth's place.
Who's Chang the Ninth?
A book collector who lives in Qingce village. He's a complete grouch, but he will behave himself if the conversation is about books. He was a regular customer here back when he lived in Liyue Harbor, and I still sent—
Did somebody say out-of-print books? Is there a chance that Volume 6 of Legend of the Shattered Halberd is also in his collection? Apologies, my liege. Where are my manners? My name is Xingqiu, a humble literature enthusiast who happened to be passing by. Since you and I are both in search of lost books, what say we travel together to Mount Qingce and pay a visit to Chang the Ninth? My pleasure, fellow book lover.
Why'd they have to give me that transfer?
Benny's Adventure...
The heavens are smiting me. Uh-huh. And what do you want?
We've heard you've got tons of old books lying around, and we want to borrow the Liyue volume of...
Huh. Don't get me After the chasm was sealed off, the family mining business started going south. Then the Fatui started working to sabotage me. To pay off my debts, I had no choice but to pawn off my beloved book collection. Every last book. Do you have any idea what that means? Wrong. That was my life's work. I devoted... It's useless rant. Unless you have other business here, I'm done talking to you. Goodbye.
Please tell me that you didn't pawn Volume 6 of Legend of the Shattered Halberd.
Legend of the Shattered Halberd? There is a title I haven't heard in a long time.
What? But we don't?
That work was an epic-defining masterpiece. But over time, it was the work that came to define the genre of martial arts novels. Barely any copies of the first edition were ever
The later edition inexplicably went out of print, almost as soon as it was released. A shame, given what it allegedly added to the original story.
Yes, that's right. How did I forget? The original edition's 6th volume of that work is...
You mean you still have...
Yes. It is my one and only remaining...
Hey, Chang! You've got some nerve keeping me and my boss waiting like this. I need an answer. Will you sell the Corlapis or not? I'm sure you don't need me to remind you that if you mess with Gentry Moutsai...
But you know I can't afford to give a 70% discount on the price. I'd never be able to buy my collection back.
That's your business. The question is, do you want your books, or do you want food on your plate? Perhaps...
Whoa there, friend. Come on. This gentleman is either willing to make a deal or he's not.
Just who do you think you are?
My liege, I am but one who comes to the aid of this gentleman in his moment of need. I am XINGQIU.
Guhua clan? Did you hear this clown? He thinks he's a Guhua master. Oh, there was me thinking the last granddads of Guhua had keeled over and died by now.
Justice is blind to our backgrounds, my friend. That just makes me someone trying to do the right thing. But you? The weasel who does the tiger's bidding may be less powerful than his master, but he is no less guilty.
Get a load of this guy. And you, Chang, you're selling that Corlap.
Oh, how the wolves prey upon the fallen tiger.
So, just to come back to what we were talking about earlier, could I get a yay or nay about borrowing that?
Oh, what does it matter now? I can't expect anybody to care about me anymore.
3 long years I have waited for this day. Words cannot express my gratitude. I, XINGQIU, vow to repay this...
All right, give it a rest. Just bring it back when you're finished. Sorry, but I'm not about to put my hopes in some...
Hey, where are you going? We still... So, you like reading, huh, Mr.
Oh, amazing! I never...
Hello? XINGQIU? Anybody in there?
No wonder this book is so highly sought after.
can they bully poor old Chang the Ninth like this? Forcing him to sell his ore for dirt cheap?
Don't forget me. I'm in too.
Oh, so now you can hear—
The reason I borrowed this book is that it would be a real pity if Chang the Ninth ended up having to pawn it. And I meant every word I said to Chang the Ninth. I will return his act of kindness. I will be custodian of this book, and I will also help find a way to buy back the rest of his collection. Of course I do. An initial plan anyway. I still need to work. Give me a second to reflect. It shan't take but a moment.
You're still here? What is this, a game to you? You think no one— I gotta hand it to the Goofball Clan. What you lack in numbers and talent, you make up for in guts. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Goofball Clan? I meant Gu-Hua.
There's a saying that goes, the insect that shakes the oak tree ludicrously overestimates its ability.
Quit quoting proverbs at—
Please leave this place. I will not tolerate an attempt to coerce an honest trader, especially when the one you seek to threaten.
It's cute that you want to stick your neck up, but you picked the wrong time, you little punk. I brought the Fatui to back me up. A whole army of you and your little Gu-Hua—
I may be young, my liege, but the path I have chosen makes me no stranger to conflict.
Oh, great speech. But now—
Rain outlines your fate.
Don't waste my time. Submit!
Over here! Blink!
Give up!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
You're open!
You really know body how to get know my sword! Let's light it up!
Don't waste my time.
Let me amuse myself.
Let's light it up! Over here! Adventure time! Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Go.
Give up.
Everybody stand back!
I thought that was just a regular pendant you were wearing, not a vision! You won this round, but you better watch your back. This isn't over!
Would it be too much to hope they've learned their lesson? Yes, though I try to avoid using it. I dislike the unfair advantage, though I long to restore Gu-Hua to its former glory.
They've gone for now, but they'll be back.
I'll see to it that no harm comes to those who show me kindness. There is a just and unjust way to do business. It's not like the Fatui to pick sides in a business dispute. But the confident demeanor of their errand boy suggests there is substance to his— There must be a deeper level of— He mentioned Gentry Mautai. I know this name. He has a stately red—
That idea works.
Me? I have other things to look into. Let me see. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace in Liyue.
You really have stuff to do? Are you?
Wow. So that's how that turned out. This whole passage is—
Ugh, this guy is so annoying! Fine. But, as per tradition, from now on, he shall be known— the place to
Who goes there? Really? He didn't mention anything about a meeting. The Master's dealing with some urgent business today.
Urgent business?
The Master's been working on a major business deal recently. He left early.
So, where is he now?
I'm sorry. The Master has stressed that we must not disclose that information to just anyone. No, I mean, yes. Yes, you are. I meant no offense. Please, believe me. I'm sorry. Master's currently in business negotiations at Shin. I beg for your mercy, please. My master will show me no leniency.
Well, my master has much more important things to do than talking to rude. Luckily for you, your bad attitude will be the last thing on his mind when he's busy
Thank you. May your business forever be blessed by the Lord of...
Nice work! Paimon never knew you were such a tough negotiator. Paimon loves comp. Anyway, seems like the VIP client in question must be one of the Fatui. In that case, seems business is booming at the XINGQIU kiosk. No one should notice if we blend in there. But either way, if we want to know what kind of shady business they're up to, we better be careful.
I understand. I do. Please do not worry. You have my word that the order will be completed as promised.
The subordinate I sent was not quite so optimistic in his appraisal. Is somebody being uncooperative?
We just ran into a minor procurement problem, is all. But it's nothing for you to worry about. If Chang the Ninth won't sell, I can buy from...
That would be most ideal. I remind you again that we are willing to lend a certain degree of support to this transaction. You may suddenly find our goodwill comes at...
I understand. I am indebted to you for your protection. You know I wouldn't...
We shall see when the time comes.
Darn that old man Chang.
So, Mr. Gentry Moutsai is colluding with the Fatui. Who knows if Guhua Geek has made any progress?
Bang! Fate of the Guhua Brotherhood.
Flea cuisine is inedible.
Ah, children, come, come.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Leo. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting up...
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you... That simply won't do. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my... Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a...
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared...
That's right! Finding stuff...
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for... What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am... Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of D. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner, since even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power... Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help...
Yes. I suppose...
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all...
Oh, maybe so. Who can say?
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yanfei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yanfei, I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Descension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Qixing. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details, and if you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very...
All right, Yanfei, all right. You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question.
An Adeptus? I guess, kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all, they had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving...
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've got... The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Look...
Is that so? Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way?
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, Hold...
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you...
Commercial consultancy. Or... Snezhnaya? Ah, found him. Krustle.
a Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, he mentioned that he was considering acquiring some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some— Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring— Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with— You said you had other things, when actually all you meant was you wanted—
I see. I guessed as much.
Did you really guess, or are you just saying—
The course of action we must take is now clear. To start with, please deliver this letter, my liege. For reason, there is no need for you to read the contents of the letter.
Ugh, this writing is super hard to read. Paimon can't make heads or tails of it.
Hence why I said there's no— The Feiyun Commerce Guild will have someone who can understand.
But why would you want to get them involved? They're one of the bigwig commerce guilds in Liyue. Why would they want to help us? Since we got to Liyue, Paimon keeps hearing people mention it. See, having such big backing would be great and all, but are you sure they'd want to help?
No need to worry about that. From what I know, they share my sense of shift. Once they have read the carefully reasoned and passionately argued case I put forth in this letter, they will certainly be moved to act. Gentry Moutsai must be taught a lesson he will not— Also, I do not wish for anyone else—
Why not? You're only doing this to try and help Chang the Ninth, right?
To silently disappear at the matter's conclusion, concealing one's name and contribution. This is the chivalrous thing to do. To savor the memory, each droplet of kindness I receive, I am duty-bound to repay with a welling spring of gratitude.
That sounds very lovely, but be honest.
Thank you in advance for delivering this letter to the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Someone from the guild should be able to receive you near Lioli Pavilion.
Hey! Stop! Excuse us, we come bearing news of a matter requiring your assistance.
A letter? Oh, I see. Oh, don't mind me. I was just—
Can we actually read this thing? Is it even—
Yes, the script is inimitable by the uninitiated. Honored guests, you must both be wary from your long journey. Please allow the Feiyun Commerce Guild to be your hosts for tonight. Please rest assured that the matter written about has been duly received. We just need some time to prepare. Please take a seat here in Lioli Pavilion, where you may enjoy some light refreshments while taking in the ocean view. Consider it a small token of our esteem.
Yay! Tasty snacks! They're giving us the VIP treatment!
Of course. We treat visitors with the utmost respect here at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. When honored guests grace us with their presence, far be it from us to shirk our duty to them. Please, this way.
And Paimon thought we'd get kicked out, or turned away at the door. Paimon didn't think Guhua Geek had so much clout.
Thank you for your patience. With the amount of wealth and power Gentry Moutsai has, it will take more than a slap on the— For him to correct the error of his ways, he must feel for himself the same suffering he has inflicted on Chang the Ninth. Since Gentry Moutsai's business has to do with core lapis, we simply need to buy up all the stock there is in Liyue. That will put him in a rather sticky situation. Deprived of the necessary raw materials, even the best craftsperson in Tevat would be unable to make—
Great idea! That'll be sure to mess things up between him and the Fatui. But Liyue is huge. Is it really possible to buy up every
With the timescale we are on, it is indeed a challenge. Hence, as stated in the letter, we must ask for your further cooperation in the matter. First, There are a number of vendors in the city you will need to buy from. There is also some unsold core lapis at the chasm. You will need to purchase that too. Finally, there is Chang the Ninth's batch.
Alrighty, so 3 sellers in the city, and...
Of course, we are not expecting you to cover the cost.
Wow, so many more! With cash like this, Paimon could rent out Lioli Pavilion and eat there for a whole month!
Well, this is not the first time we've had to... All you need to do is strike a deal. The Feiyun Commerce Guild will handle the transportation. Once you have purchased all the core lapis, please proceed to the Feiyun Commerce Guild's warehouse.
Gotta hand it to Guhua Geek. This is some seriously solid work for a guy who lives in a fantasy world. Let's do this in the order the guy said. First the sellers in the city, then the chasm, and then last but not least, Chang the Ninth.
Hi, anything I can... You want all my core? That's sad. None are in writing. The buyers are being... Oh, it's for the Feiyun Commerce Guild? Oh, don't worry about my prior client. He hadn't made any down payments. Thank you for your patronage. We hope the Feiyun...
Oi! Shh! Keep... All of it? Though my business may not seem so big, all of it would be far more than you actually want. What are you saying? Of course my business is all above board. If it's for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, then sign up.
Can't beat the atmosphere here and leave it.
Benny's adventure time!
Can't beat the atmosphere here and leave it.
Good day, my friend. My apologies. Oh, I thought you were here to purchase... No, that I still have. Although I ship it all to Too much hassle, not enough return. Sorry. What? No. All right, I'll do... Clearly no shortage of cash.
This is going well. Everything's so much easier when you've got stacks of Mora. Next up, the...
Off we go!
Another test subject. Fry!
Why the long face? You're alive, aren't you?
Fry!
Let's light it up!
Fry!
No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter!
Fry!
You're over! I'm going in! Let's light it up!
Picked the wrong test. I got careless.
You're open.
I got careless.
Don't waste my time. Submit! Give up.
Rain outlines your fate.
I got careless. Picked the wrong test subject.
Keep back! Keep back!
Witness the power of Gugwa. Everybody stand back!
Get back!
No, my sword! Let's light it up! Let me weave you a verse.
Give up.
Why the long face? You're alive.
Hello there.
Aha, finally. I thought you might come. As it happens, I do have a batch of core lapis that hasn't been shipped yet. It's all your... The original buyer's price was already quite high, so...
Are you serious? We spent less than 100.
I'm afraid it has to go to the highest bidder. I'm breaching an existing agreement by selling to you, so it has to be worth my while. Look, you have your problems to deal with and I have mine.
All right. We'll pay. When we get back, we'll just have to tell the guild that we'll sell to this gentleman at 4 times the normal price.
Wait, surely there's no need for that. Please, don't do this. It's not even your money.
It might be the guild's money, but we'll have a tough time explaining to our boss why we spent. If he asks, all we can do is mention your...
I understand. There's just one other thing, though. There's been an issue with the I don't know where exactly, but if I can't... So, maybe you could go and look for the carts? There should be 5 of them in total. If you can find them all... Oh, yes, of course. I mean, I do...
That's that, then. Well... Oh, yeah! Make a note of the location.
Adventure time!
It's nothing. Your life is mine.
No! No, my sword! Ring cutter!
That's it, all right.
Avoid the trees. Rain outlines your fate. Let's light it up! My sword!
Another one? There were 5 cards in total, so that should be all of them. Let's get back. This has all been quite exhausting for poor little Paimon. He definitely owes Paimon some snacks. Here, we've made a note of the cart's locations.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you both.
Done and dusted. Yeah! We make a great team, don't we? Now for the final stop on our Corlapis crawl. To Chang the Ninth's place.
You're open!
Let's light it up!
You're open! You're open!
Just who I was hoping to see. I was just thinking to myself, you wouldn't know anything about...
Oh, don't worry. You won't be hearing from...
Oh? What happened? Huh? Oh, I see now. You're in this trade, but I don't care who you are. A discount of 70% is simply impossible.
No need. We'll take it at the market rate.
You mean you're not trying to force the... I can't believe it. I will, but gentry mouth-sized thugs could still...
If Paimon told you they're not gonna bother you again, then you'd better believe they're...
Huh. Okay then, but tell me, what on earth...
Actually, it's for a commission. Can't go into too much detail.
Thank you. Thank you a million times over.
Good people always get what's coming to them in the end. Anyway, let's get going, because...
Welcome. The final act in this drama would not be
You better believe it! We're the ones who've been doing all the...
well, naturally, I used the time to immerse myself completely. Divine Halberd and Ominous Sword, Mir and Wei Yang. The way the story develops across the first 5 volumes, nothing short of exemplary. But the 6th volume? Words fail me. How blessed we are to have such an author grace our world with such works.
And this is related to Gentry Moutsai. How?
It's not. But when something surpasses expectations to such a degree, one must show one's appreciation. It was rather good. Thanks. I only hope that as our plan reaches its denouement, it too will live up to its expectations.
Why does Paimon have to be the only one who doesn't get what's going on? No fair. So go on then, tell me.
What? Think about it. Gentry Moutsai goes searching for core lapis all over Liyue Harbor. He panics. Without the goods, he can't fulfill his contract. And if he can't fulfill his he hears a rumor that the Feiyun Commerce Guild is the culprit. Panic turns to disbelief. Gentry Moutsai is a hugely powerful figure in the business world. Never has anyone dared to target him, so regardless of whether it is revenge or a swift resolution that he seeks...
So it was you! You were the one sticking your necks out for
Speak of the devil.
I went everywhere trying to find someone selling core lapis before I realized the core lapis is hardly a rare mineral, and yet suddenly the stocks dry up, just like...
We are not persecuting you, but protecting another. One to whom I am indebted. Upon witnessing an injustice, was it not one of your own men who said, "This isn't over"?
You clearly don't know what's good for you. Master, if you please.
Rain outlines your fate.
You're open. Get back!
Don't waste my time. Your life is mine.
You're open. That wasn't...
No, my sword! Witness the power of Guhua!
You're open. Pay your dues.
I'm going in!
Submit! Give up.
Let's light it up! Ring cutter!
Can't run from death. Impressive. You are no commoners.
Their strength is almost spent. Finish them off! The core lapis is all...
Might I remind you that the Fatui's relationship with you extends to business matters only?
What are you saying?
Then figure it out by your...
Don't go. Wait.
My lord, what are you doing here? Are you hurt?
Thanks to this valiant young man,
My lord?
You? You are the heir of the Feiyun Commerce Guild?
Indeed, my liege. I am XINGQIU, disciple of the Guhua clan, and second son of the Feiyun...
Drats! I've been played like...
Gentry Moutsai. Coercion and intimidation are hardly the attributes of a respectable businessman. I shudder to think what the Fatui will do with you if you fail to provide their core...
You meddling swine! Well...
Since you asked Chang the Ninth for a discount of 70%, 3 times the market rate sounds...
How dare you subject me to such vicious...
Deep breaths now. This is a simple... On behalf of the Feiyun Commerce Guild, I thank you for your business, and
You? Funny-speaking, book-reading, guhua geeking, sing... So that massive stash of Mora you let us burn through...
'Twas but a paltry sum. I got to make a very sound investment while putting Gentry Moutsai in his place. A classic 2 birds, 1 stone. You're too kind. You have valor in your heart.
Yikes! Paimon's been calling you Guhu. Paimon read in one of these martial artist novels that when rich heirs like you get angry at someone... Paimon's toast! And sorry, very sorry! Please don't hurt Paimon!
Calm down. Since you can fly...
Save me! Save me! This is not a...
Jokes aside, I have the 2 of you to thank for this successful resolution. Meanwhile, Legend of the Shattered Halberd was positively riveting. I did nothing, and hence deserve none of his gratitude. The two of you, meanwhile, though strangers to the circle, to have made such valiant and chivalrous friends is more than enough for me, my liege.
My lord, forgive the intrusion. It's about your
Please inform my father thusly. I have averted might this meritorious act compensate for my prior transgressions, and earn me a few more days of freedom, perchance?
For all your clever long words, the fact is you're just a lazy...
What if I told you that a reward...
A reward?
It seems whatever I say, there's no persuading you to stay. Oh, I didn't realize you weren't...
Thank you in advance for returning the book for me. I will take my...
Finally, you're back. This morning, the pawnbroker showed up. I'm positive that you must have been behind this once again. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of... Please don't say that. You have no... The Chang family was a prestigious household in Liyue back in the day. Unfortunately, after I took over the family's affairs, since then, I've saved for years, hoping to restore the house to its former glory. Were it not for you, this barren wasteland in the mountains would have become my final resting place.
Wow, that's the second heir we've met in this...
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing?
Wonderful. Legend of the Shattered Halberd. I was beginning to think that...
Do people really look down on the Guhua clan?
Actually, the art is centuries old, and was once held in high esteem. But to instigate a revival, you need to inject some fresh blood, but it's hard to attract budding young talent to a dying art. And so it becomes a vicious cycle. In any case, Guhua kids these days. Take that young rascal XINGQIU, for instance. For all his talk about repaying kindness with kindness and whatnot, what has he done to show for it? You're the ones who've displayed a genuine sense of... what does it matter? Anyway, you wanted the lead. It's yours to keep. In addition, here is but a small token of appreciation for your... My ore is sold, and my treasured books have returned. What?
What was that? Paimon saw something fall out.
Oh, that little rascal. Sure.
Okay.